Brothers can go ahead.
All right, shalom. All right, first and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. As always, double honors to our apostles, those great millstone that taught us 100% truth according to the Bible, Rakathon. Peace, love, and salutations to Zaquani, YAHAWAH, those and the brothers standing stiffly for the names of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, in truth and in sincerity. And shalom to the rest of the predestined elect scattered about the four corners of the earth. All right, we the brothers Gmstampa day 12. All right, come back to the spirit power YAHAWASHI. Live lesson. All right, the spirit. Okay, pretty much going into how the Lord YAHAWASHI already set all these things up. All right, and you know, hey, somebody want to get that real quick? Proverbs 21. You know, Proverbs 21 and 1. Jeremiah 10, 24. 23, you know, because, you know, the Heavenly Father, YAHAWASHI, he's the mastermind behind the making the moves or the decision, if you will, of the kings, man. You see, and this has always been done, but the scripture say, verily he is a power that hideth himself. So the Most High hid that power, hid that understanding from a lot of you people, man. You see, the Most High is ultimately in full control of everybody's thoughts, everybody's decisions, okay? And now that we get closer to the end, you're going to start to see, all right, that the whole time the prophets were right, because it's the Most High YAHAWASHI who set the prophets up last, man. All right, to be made a laughing stock. The scripture say the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men. Okay, so this is a foolish thing for you to see men out here proclaiming the names of YAHAWASHI, the invisible, omnipotent power. Okay, the supreme being and his only begotten Son. That's foolishness to you. But it's the strength of the Most High, man. Okay, and the Most High don't, I think it said a weakness. All right. So at the end of the day, the Most High is in control of everything, man. All right, go ahead up.
I'm gonna start with this one. Isaiah chapter 46, verse 9. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else.
There is none else. There is no other power, man. Okay, so who's in full control? YAHAWASHI, man. All right, remember the former things, man. Look at what happened. Who was in control? Who did it? Who authorized it, man? You see? Whose signature was on it, man, for it to happen, man? The Most High. Go ahead.
I am the Most High, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning.
Yeah, so the end is already declared, man. Go ahead.
And from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel should stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Yep, so it pleased the Most High, YAHAWASHI, man. All right, to set up Israel last, okay, according to Daniel's the 7th chapter, all right, after this whole statute, all right, is destroyed, all right, who was that stone? YAHAWASHI, man, the top Israelite, man, you see? So everything is going according to the plan of YAHAWASHI, man, all right, go ahead.
Read the part about the setting up.
All right, Isaiah 46 and 10. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying my counsel should stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
Yeah, the counsel of the Lord shall stand. You know, everybody else's plans and what they think the way, you know, life is going, it's not going to come to fruition. What the will of the Heavenly Father will, okay? Because he spoke of the things that we're seeing and the things that we're going to see. He spoke about those things from the beginning. He said it would happen. Okay, so it's no surprise when we see these things happen, because it's in accordance with what the Lord said would happen. You guys mind, Kyle?
Yep, back up a quick point you said is Proverbs 16 and verse 9. Proverbs 16 verse 9. It says, a man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. You know, so man can make plans, you know, say tomorrow I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, you know, but the Lord ultimately again has to everybody in that bound, you know, ultimately his will being fulfilled. You know, you're not gonna go outside that boundary. Esau in his fantasy, you know, New World Order and all these things, you know, in the time we're in right now, you know, it's not gonna come to fruition. But as far as his mind thinks, he thinks that he's gonna accomplish this. That's why he's pushing so hard, because he's motivated, you know, by the left-hand side, which is going to the left-hand side of the Lord. To do these things, you know, the Lord in the same chapter says he made all things for himself, you know, wicked for the day of evil, you know. So a man's steps, you know, as well as going to, you know, the Lord is always in control, you know, and we know that because look at the ancient civilizations before, you know, they had plans too, you know, and where are they now? They don't exist. And that's how it's gonna be with this kingdom here, with Esau, NATO, EU, and all that, you know, so-called America.
pretty much like chess pieces, man. You know, right? And the Most High, YAHAWASHI is he's pretty much moving, all right, the pieces, man. And that's what's happening. You know, he has certain governments, all right, or certain what you call these are mayors, or they be like pawns, if you will, man. All right, but ultimately the Lord is setting up the next ruler, the next king. What's that in the book of Sirach, the 10th chapter? Okay. Well, the Lord said he's getting ready to set up a profitable one, man. And that's what's happening, man. The Lord is setting up, he elected the nation of Israel, okay, as the next rulers over the whole planet Earth. And ultimately the whole universe, man. All right, leading charge, all right, head charge in his name is YAHAWASHI, man, our Lord and our Savior, man. Okay, head in command, all right. Right, and under him, everything is going to get done, and that's pursuant through the prophecy in the book of Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, and Micah, the 4th chapter, man. All right, that mountain that all the nations are going to have to flow into, man. See?
Come real quick about Rashad, because you know, we always going to, you know, how Esau, you know, he has everything calculated. You know, he uses technology and his computers, you know, to create algos, his algorithm. Now this is just from the basic,
algos.
Yeah, dictionary. Yeah, algorithm, a process or set of rules to be followed in calculations or other problem-solving operations, especially by a computer. Now, you know, this is the Most High's algorithm. All right, everything is calculated. He got a left-hand side, he got a right-hand side. All right, the judgment going forward, let's say he's creator of good and evil. I kill, I wound, I heal. So ultimately, this is the Most High's algorithm. You're within his game. All right, as God, I forgot that quote, but it's like, man has his games and God has his game. All right, the Most High can, as I say, he's a high and lofty one. He does so whatsoever he will. Okay, because you would sit back and think like the foolishness of preaching. All right, all that's a part of the algo. You know, he said that the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men, casting down strongholds. So we basically cast down this whole society over something as simple as this. You know, when you calculate that, going back to my ways, my thoughts are higher than your thoughts. When you look at the calculations of that, you're like, that don't add up. How just preaching cast down or overthrow a whole society or a kingdom? Because why? This is the calculation of the Most High. It's above our thoughts. It's out of our comprehension. You know.
Back you up real quick. Here in Proverbs, another proverb. This is Proverbs 21 verse 30. It says, "There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord." You know, so no, there's no human wisdom. There's no plan against the Lord. You know, this happened before. The Tower of Babel was not. They had a plan against the Lord. What happened to that? It got split up. It didn't work. You know, and that's what the Lord's going to do here. With these elites, it says, people talk about the angels came down and confounded their language, meaning, which, we all spoke Hebrew back then, but going to, spiritual understanding is that their plans didn't work because they were on the same page, So these elites, we was watching that little movie, the clips of it with Kingsman, which is all a bunch of games, but these families, these elite banker families, they're fighting against each other. That's why Satan's house is divided, going to the prophecy, and this house is not going to stand much longer, Same thing with the Roman Empire. All right, it didn't work out because the Lord threw that monkey wrench, people, how much more you lower level people are on this earth,
I got something to back you up. It's the book of Proverbs 19 and 21. It reads, "There are many devices in a man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of the Lord, YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, that shall stand." Okay, so it's going to be YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI's plan, all right, his will, all right, for man to go their ways. The brother was mentioning the Lord has left hand side, he has the right hand side, okay, and he's controlling both sides, all right, he's controlling the whole narrative, he's controlling everything. Whereas you see man, okay, they would they would want to keep their life to go this way, but it's all, ultimately up to their own minds, their own destruction. So the Lord is bringing us. He's bringing them, okay, to his will, okay, for them to go ahead and do these things that's off. Look at these elites and their plans and bringing all these things into fruition, but it's also bringing his word to come to pass. So the Lord is the one that has the counsel. He's the one that has the last say. So He's the one that sanctions all these things, all these plans. I mean, this is how we're going to see these scriptures come into play. We're going to see these things in real life.
I got something to back you up. Psalms 2 and verse 2, it says, the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against Yahawah, YAHAWASHI, and against his anointing, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. It's the point, verse 4. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. Yahawah shall have them in derision.
Right, because real quick, the Lord, His ways are higher than our ways.
Right.
So here it is. You have the scum of the earth trying to devise against the Heavenly Father. So of course the Heavenly Father sitting up there laughing. These niggas really think they about to come up on something.
Right.
But real quick, because both you brothers read the same word, the word counsel. Went to the etymology of it. It's haitaza, and it means a plan, basically. You know, so the plan of the Lord is going to be that which standeth, and the plan of these elites is going to fail them because they think they're going to be next, or they think that their plan is. And remember, the brother read it earlier. You know, the way of man is not of his own, but the Most High who directed his steps. So, yeah, he's walking towards that way. Yeah, we gonna do this. You know, but it's the Most High who's putting those thoughts in his head to do that. You know, to say and think that way.
Yeah, because that's what to devise something is. It's to plan. You know, so where do you think he gets his inspiration to do these things? You know, he's not just poof. Now I know kung fu. You know, he has. You know, Esau has Ethiopian angels on to minister unto him. You know, because that's where you get counsel from. You get counsel from on high. You know,
Yep.
And that's where he gets it from. You know, his secret counsel. You know, it says King David cried in Psalm 64, hide me from that secret counsel of the wicked. So these guys all day they sit around devising how they're gonna come against the Lord, and best believe we come up in those conversations. You know, because they know about it. Psalm 83rd chapter. You know, because we're in the way of their plans. You know, that's why he's gonna come down on us. Well, really these people, because his time is up. You know. If you get those algorithms, those problem-solving equations, that's why the Lord mocked them in Isaiah 47 chapter. Go to your daily prognosticators, you know, go to all that witchcraft, finagle bullshit you got going on, drinking blood, and see if you can prevail. It never worked, never will work, and it's not gonna work. You know, you're just gonna be made a fool here in these last days. You know.
Can I get this real quick? Job 5 and 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. So, hey, the Lord YAHAWASHI is going to disappoint this man. And once again, the scriptures is pretty much the Most High YAHAWASHI giving us the download on how he's moving, man, and it's being played out. So that's why you can't. The scripture say you can do nothing against the truth before the truth, man. All right, before it, man. So at the end of the day, this is what's coming to pass. All right, this is what's in motion, man. All right, and everything that you're doing and saying is happening according to the word of YAHAWASHI. That's why all these things are happening upon planet Earth, man. As far as the kings making their decision, bro, we bringing the scriptures out on who has control over your thoughts, man, and why are you moving the way you're moving, man. All right, we able to go watch the movies and break it down according to the scriptures, man. You know. So at the end of the day, it all goes back to the Most High YAHAWASHI giving you the download, man. That's the real DLC, man. You see, and we have that content, man. All right. So now we able to function and move a certain way. All right, conduct ourselves a certain way out here in the world. Okay, and tell you about what's going on. It's taking place, man. All right.
Yeah, just like he asked Neo and Morpheus asked Neo in that movie Matrix. Basically, I forgot exactly word for word, but he was like, why don't you like destiny? And he replied back to him, he said, because I don't like that I'm not in control of my life. You know, so people don't like that once they find out that they have no control, that it's your destiny. Like no matter what it was, this is your destiny. It's like, okay, cool. We all have a destiny. All right. Destiny, you go into what? Destination. You all have the appointed time or place that you're going to arrive to. This is your destiny. All right, and people don't like that because, as Neo replied to Morpheus, I don't like the fact that I'm not in control of my own life. But whether you know it or not, everything has a purpose. Everything's been set here for a set purpose, a season, a time. All right, all the above. Okay, and right now we're bringing forth. This is time where the Most High's purpose is to be exalted, is to be preached around the world. This is the purpose. This is the destination. This is the destiny. All right, which is why we come when we prophesy to speak before. This is your destiny. America's on its way out of here. Okay, and the new rulers are set up. That's just how it's going to be. That's the purpose. You can work your algorithms. You know, you can make certain moves. You can fund, because really Esau funding both sides of the war. All right, the devil's advocate, he's on both sides. All right, playing this side and playing that side, as they say, both sides of the fence, man. Okay, so we're just come forth to bring forth to you your destiny, man. To tell you of your destiny. All right, what your latter end may be, as we open up with declaring the end from the beginning. Okay, we're declaring the end because these things have been revealed to us through the Spirit from on high. Okay, to tell you what is your destiny.
Through the algorithm. It's just their time. The Lord is, can I get this real quick for you, man?
You got it.
Destiny, right? In the etymology. Fate. It says overruling necessity, the irresistible tendency.
Yeah, so you can't resist this. This is irresistible, which is why there is an elect. According to the grace, the election of the Most High. That's why it is the elect, because there's a destiny. There's those, that's because it's been written already. Okay? Is one's destined to be destroyed and one destined for salvation.
Precept to back you up is Romans chapter 9. Is that?
Yeah, you got it.
I swear.
Go ahead.
Romans 9:19, it says, thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? Who hath resisted his will?
Yep.
So resistance is
irresistible.
There you go. Exactly.
Fate.
Exactly.
This is your fate, man.
Yeah.
All right.
You the control. Bro, you are literally the controller, bro.
Which is why he gonna be pissed off, because he gonna get towards the end and he gonna see like, damn, this is it for me. That's why he cursed the Most High. He repented. And we'll tell you in Revelation, he repented not because he see that, damn, I tried to make so many moves.
Yep.
He tried to outcalculate the Most High. You know, he tried to outthink the Most High in the chess game.
You the base man too.
Yeah, you was just a pawn.
And Paul quoted Isaiah how the Lord is the power to hide himself. Well, like it goes in the book of Art of War, it says when your enemy's making a mistake, don't interrupt him. So he's not gonna do something until, again, the set time's coming, and that's gonna be pretty much the death blow. To knock all this man's plan up, because that's fun. The Lord said he's gonna laugh, giving somebody like the courage, the heart to do something, and then you still gonna take their will, that all that might and all that stuff, that tough thing Esau had, as far as him trying to exalt himself against the Lord, he don't have no more moves left. That's the point of a checkmate. You can't go here, can't go there, can't go back. Game over, and that's it. That's it for Esau. Game over. And that's why it says in Jeremiah, he heard the report of them, and he was afraid. His knees wax feeble, because the report is that you're done, and he just can't take that no as an answer, he got rejected. Esau can't take no for an answer, so that's why what he's doing, because he's a bastard child. And what do you do with a bastard child? You ultimately chastise him,
Yeah.
And the man going to slavery, bro.
And go back to the law. All right, you got an unruly son. His mother, he won't listen to his father, his mother. He's taken to the congregation, and Esau is about to be stoned in front of the congregation.
Yeah.
All right, in the sight of all the nations, that he may, once again, the algo of the Most High. And he's doing ultimate to his name can be exalted, that he may put that fear back in the nations.
That's
again,
right.
man.
That's right.
All right, this is ultimately the algo to lead up to one specific calculation, one specific point.
Right.
Your destiny, man.
Yep.
A
little bit more on this word here. I'm gonna start from the top again to destiny, right? Etymology, right? From the mid 1400s. Fate. Okay. Overruling necessity. All right. So somebody has control over you, man. And it's a time right now, okay, for us to profess the name of YAHAWASHI to show that he has power over you. And that's the thing, man. You can't get one up on the elect because they are in the hand of the Lord, man. Their fear and their faith is why they doing it, man. They don't care about their lives. All right, and when it come down to you know, as far as what's going on, nah, bro, Scripture say fear the Most High and keep His commandment, man. All right, that's how the elect move. So you can't do nothing against this, man. You see, you can get the rest of these guys out here, man. They can sell out or whatever, but when it come down to a specific man, all right, the Lord is using them to have a purpose, a destiny in this state, man, so they can rule. It's just that time, bro, for a next ruler to be set up. It says,
get a precept for you.
Okay, kind of. All right.
This is St. John 19, verse. I'm gonna start at 8. I'm gonna start at 7. St. John 19 and 7. The Jews answered him, "We have a law. By our law, he ought to die because he made himself the Son of the Most High." When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was the more afraid, and went again into the judgment hall and said unto Yahawashi, "Whence art thou?" But Yahawashi gave him no answer. Then said Pilate unto him, "Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee and have power to release thee?" Yahawashi answered, "Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above. Therefore he that delivered me unto thee hath the greatest sin."
And that's why we have the confidence and the boldness when we're professing this truth, because we coming in that same spirit. The same spirit Yahawashi had when he came. Bro, I know the person that got power over you, bro. I'm his only begotten son. Well, we coming in that spirit of we his men. You know, so bro, if that time come, bro, it's not a thought, man. We know what time it is, bro. We know what time we in, man. You know, that's the spirit we coming into. And we understand that there's a power over the flesh, man. There's a father of spirits, man. Okay? All right, and we were just blessed to be Israelites, man. Okay? Because we could have been fucking Hamites, man. Goddamn Moabite, man. But no, we are the Israelites, and more than that, we have a purpose, a destiny. Okay? We're not just walking the planet Earth as Israelites, man. Rappers. Okay, drug dealers. Nah, man, we have a purpose to be here, man. And we're fighting to be a son of the Most High, man. Okay, a God. All right? Go ahead.
All right, Ephesians chapter 1, verse 11. In whom also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestinated according to the purpose of him who worketh all things after the counsel of his own will.
Yeah, predestined. Pre being what? Before. Destiny, man. So before your location, your lot, because destiny pretty much means lot or portion. When you look the word up, it means your lot. Okay, that's why the Lord told Daniel to stand in your lot at the end of days, man. Okay, so your lot or your portion, all right, it was already preordained, it was predestined, man, for you to be in that seat, to be in that position that you in, man. So once again, going back to how we opened up, the Lord declared how this shit gonna end, all right, before it even began, man. All right, why? Because he's the ancient of days. He has no beginning. He has no end. You understand? All right, so you have an end. You see, Edom has an end, and when we bring the scripture out, that's why he's afraid, because we're going into the prophecy in the book thousands of years ago. Job said, "What? In the fullness of his sufficiency shall he be in straits, in difficulty, man." All right. Yeah, real quick. Let me just finish off this here. It says, "The irresistible tendency of certain events to come about." All right, the irresistible tendency of certain events to come about. And you brothers got it anytime.
Yeah, going back to that Romans, you read up a little bit. It goes into the children not yet being born. Haven't done no good or evil. The Lord already set it up how it's going to be. Sicker to say, but going to the prophecy, the elder shall serve the younger. And that's the elder Esau being born first. He gonna serve the younger, going into Jacob. And Jacob had sons going into the 12 patriarchs, the Israelites. So that whole thing was set up. How you think a story is written, the story is written down first and then it plays out in real time. That's why it goes into what that William Shakespeare's quote. He said, "The whole world or the earth is a stage, and people are just merely the players, meaning the actors. You know, you're acting out the role, the destiny the Lord had written before the foundation of the earth. You know."
Yep, a little bit more.
Real quick too, because you just quoting the Romans again. It said that neither one, having done good or evil, but right here, what I just read in Ephesians said the purpose of Him who work all things after the counsel of His own will. So that's just the will of the Lord, for Esau to serve Jacob, for the Lord to exalt Jacob, start with YAHAWASHI, and the rest of the Israelites up under him. That's just the counsel of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, His own will. The scripture said, His counsel shall stand, man. This is His will, His counsel. It's nothing that you can do to come up against it.
Kind of says, inexorable force that shapes and controls lives and events.
The will.
Yeah, inexorable force that shapes and controls lives and events. So your life is in control, man, and the events that's taking place is in control. It's an inexorable. You can't shake this shit, man. You can't shake it, man. The Lord YAHAWASHI is in full control of your life, man. All right, and this is the time for the prophets to be on the scene, man. You brothers got it.
To back you up, is the book of Proverbs 20 and 24. It says, "Man's goings are of the Lord, Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI. How can a man then understand his own way?" All right, so showing that the Lord has the power, all right, to control men. All right, He's controlling them to go this way. He's controlling them to go this way. He's giving men certain lots, and He's giving them a certain paths, okay, for them to meet His will. Okay, going into like the brother was mentioning. All right, this is all according to YAHAWASHI's will.
Yeah,
okay,
this is going into Him being all powerful. That's how He's all powerful. And that omnipotent. He's controlled everything. We're going into a little bit in camp through the Spirit. How every little detail. He said the devil's in the details. No, YAHAWASHI's in the details. You dig deeper, and the Lord's always there. Everywhere you go, you're there. Science, so-called science, get deep enough, the Lord's there. It's always the Lord. World War II, World War III, about to come up, the chip. The Lord's there, man. He's always in the midst of the just Lord's in the midst thereof.
That's right.
So what was that? What was it? Superman? Was it with Lex Luthor and Doomsday? The nigga, Lex Luthor is like either God is all not all good or He's not all powerful. Well, the Lord's not all good. That's why He's all powerful. The Lord controls everything. He controls the good and the evil. And the evil manifested is Esau. And the good manifested is Israelites, man. Started when YAHAWASHI. And this is that clash here playing on the earth, the good and the evil. Any good part of the story has two opposite forces colliding, to one event, and that's the time of Jacob's trouble.
Right, I need a quick precept somebody spoke on. The wicked, real quick, Bible shot. This Proverbs 16 and 4. And it reads, "The Lord hath made all things for Himself. Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil." So the Lord, as the brothers, stated, the Lord has created the wicked, man, for the day of evil. It has a purpose, as we always go into that term, a necessary evil. This is necessary, all right, to establish another point, once again, to lead up to something else, all right? That's why it was created.
Right, because life is not just some random, a thing of random events.
Coincidence.
Real quick, the etymology of the word random, I'm gonna go to the oldest form of it. It's from the 13th century, from French, randon, which means to rush, disorder, force, impetuosity, and however you pronounce that word, but it said disorder, man. And 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33, it says, "For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints." So to be out of order, to be disorder, that's random events, but the Lord is not the author of that, man. All right, the Lord is in complete order. All right, He's following everything that He said would happen according to the time that it was appointed. Okay, but the world will have you that time and chance happening unto all, like the scriptures do say that. But time and chance happening to all, but it was your time and it was your chance that the Lord had you in that spot. It was the vision's yet for an appointed time, man. Everything that happens has His time and purpose under the sun. Okay, because this is the place of judgment. And this is where the things that are happening are all leading towards the ultimate judgment that's going to be brought upon the wicked of the Israelites and the heathens for their atrocities of what they did to the Israelites, man. Okay, because the author is random events is chaotic. That's not order, and the Lord is in the author of confusion, man. You know, you have a random, you know, so to say, something random happen, a bunch of random chaos happening. You know, music blasting, horns blaring, people screaming, all types of that. That's madness, man. And the author is he's not the author of that. That's not the way the Lord works. That's the way the world works, or the people work. Okay, and so-called that mindset of random events.
To back you up real quick, random events is think about casting lots, which is why it's in the scripture. You cast a lot. See, people say, well, randomly, let's just cast a lot and see what happens. No, you cast a lot to get the answer from YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. And that may look random, like, oh, you just randomly throwing up a coin. What can that dictate? No. Right. You do that to get the answer from YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. So I got a precept real quick, because whatever the lot cast on, that was the purpose, all right, of the Lord.
That's right.
All right. It is, you know, no matter what it was done for a purpose. So this is Proverbs 16:33. The lot is cast into the lap, but the whole disposing thereof is of the Lord. You know, so it's no random things happening. All right, the whole disposing thereof is of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, man. Okay, which is why, hey, things transpire the way they do. If you may call it random, but it's not. It's of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. All right.
Because everything exists in a delicate balance. You know, with the Thanos, what he said. You know, that balance is upset. Life as itself won't exist. You know, and that balance is here because the Lord is in control. The Lord is in control over how things are played on earth. You know, that's why we say, "What if the elect saved? No flesh should be saved." That delicate balance. If it was as far as man goes, there will be no flesh left to be saved. You know, and because one is the wage of sin is death. You know, everybody would just fucking die. You know,
that's why everything is exact. You know, even the way our body is composed of certain elements is an exact number of all these different elements come together to form what we have as flesh. Same thing with water. You know, oxygen. You got two hydrogen molecules to one oxygen. You know, that makes up water. Now, if it was more of one thing than the other, it'd be something else.
False balance is an abomination unto the Lord.
Right, exactly.
So everything has a balance. So that's how you know there's a higher power, because if wickedness is there, well, it got to be some type of form of righteousness. Right. And that's how a lot of brothers came into the truth too, by going into that side and like, nah, hell nah. You know, and the Lord show you through spirit the right hand. And what we increase on the right hand side. So just backing you up, there's a balance, man. Because a false balance it's an abomination. It's not disgusting. It's an abomination to the Lord, right?
It's not being strict. It's not being anything that you can think of to say, oh well, it's too exact. You know, you got something. No, man, it's according to plan. Okay, if you have, hey, at the end of the day, you know, the will of the Lord is going to be done on planet Earth, regardless of how you feel or what you think things. You know, that's why the scripture says, you know, he that addeth onto or taketh away from my word, you know, his name shall be blotted out of the book of the living, man, because you're messing with the Lord's chemistry. Okay, and again, do a little research on science, man, and reactions. You can have there's reasons why in these movies with scientists or anything like that, they're doing little droplets of certain things. Like you see these shows of these dudes that make meth. It's very precise. The amount of one chemical, if you put one little drop extra, it causes a chemical reaction which blows the hell up and then you dead. So it's the same thing with the Lord, and that's why the scriptures say knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability to thy times, because when you have the understanding of how the Lord works and the way that things are going to occur, okay, it's going to lead on to life because you understand the path that you have to take. Okay, it's like there's a maze and the object is to get through the maze, but you have the blueprint. you had the way to go to make it to the other side, man. And that's what we've been given through this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because this right here, it tells us what the Lord is going to do. It tells us his thoughts, his plans towards usward. Okay? And guess what? The words of the Lord shall not return unto him void, man, but it shall accomplish that which he pleases. Okay? And I had to change it up because, you know, it says it will accomplish that which I please, you know, but it's going to accomplish that which the Lord pleases, what he pleases, man. Okay? That's why if you go off from what is written, you die. Because this is leading on to life, man. This is wisdom. Here lies wisdom. He said you must believe on him as the scripture has said. Because you have to believe on him as it is written, man. You must first believe that he exists, man. And hey, man, everything is in harmony with everything else. There's an old saying I had it on the tip of my tongue, roughly going into what we're talking about. Lord's will I remember, but everything's in harmony one with another, man. The amount of power that the Lord is using on the right hand, Esau on the left hand is in accordance with that harmony. Okay? But the volume knob is about to be turned the other way. But the more you start to turn it to the right, the less it starts to turn to the left. The less quiet it is. You get the volume button, you start turning up. The louder it gets, the less quieter it is. Because it's more and more turning up to the other side. Yeah. It's the same thing that the Lord's getting ready to do. Esau even tells you energy cannot be created but transferred, or
cannot be created or destroyed.
Cannot be created nor destroyed but transferred. Okay, so that energy, okay, is that wisdom that's being moved around. Okay, even Christians tell you that the Most High is omnipotent. He's everywhere. It's wisdom that took to hold those molecules for that bush to be in a way. The energy of the little atoms and the little different organisms that constitute, like that Esau tells you, the mitochondria and all this. Yeah, okay, you can explain it in science, but I can tell you in a simple way, it is the will of the Lord. Of why this converts this into energy so that your ass can breathe and so that you can move around. It's all wisdom to it. Okay? And this tells us the wisdom that we need to get to the kingdom, man, to get to the prize, to receive salvation. And if you're not in accordance with what this spoken of in his word, if you're not walking in the way that you should be walking, because what's the whole duty of man? King Solomon did everything under the sun and saw that it was all not profitable. It was all vain. There was no reward to it. There was no point. Even he said all the work that a man's hands can do, it was all vanity. No matter how much riches you stored up, no matter how many houses you built, how much grass you cut, it is all vanity. Because at the end of the day, none of that is going to lead to your salvation.
He was on that level.
Yeah.
But he knew he was in the flesh. That's the thing. That the Lord raised up these kings, but they still in the flesh. Going to the Babylonians, notice the Assyrians, bro, they were all in the flesh. Yeah, they reached a certain level, but you gotta die, kid. At the end of the day, the Most High, he lives forever, man. So that's when that respect, you gotta give the Most High that respect, because hey, he is, man. But he getting ready to stay, man. He getting ready to set up Israel to live forever. And that's the difference. That's what's gonna make us, put us on that level. We're gonna live forever, man. Nobody can ever say they live forever but YAHAWASHI, man. He granting that gift to his elected souls, man. And through them, the whole nation of Israel is going to be perfect, man.
I got a quick precept at the back of a point. Try to bring it back a little bit. Myron was going into not everything that happens is random. It's all ordered, So here is Sirach 42 and 7, or Ecclesiastes 42 and 7. It says, deliver all things in number and weight, and put all in writing that thou givest out or receivest in. So going into checks and balances, everything going through checks and balances, you have to have weight to counter the weight, and then the judge is the one that weighs that, and going into the delicacy of, the water rain cycle, that's in itself, that goes in checks and balances, how you breathe, how the air you breathe converts from oxygen to carbon, you blow it out and it feeds the plants,
So there's a cycle to everything, man. And Esau's the one that comes in with his chaos theory of chaos, all right, which he says order out of chaos. See, Esau is contrary to the Most High. The Most High makes order out of righteousness, okay, out of being constant. Okay, being, you know, that's why the scripture says, roughly paraphrasing, be not close to a man who's giving unto much change, roughly paraphrasing.
Like a chameleon.
Yeah, you know, you don't want to be around someone that's giving too much change. That dude's unstable. A double-minded man is unstable in his way. The Most High has that one specific way of things to go. The Most High is very specific in how something is. Even the building of the temple was very specific. When we read Revelation, when it talks about the new temple, New Jerusalem, it's very specific. It says 12 stones, 4, you know, 3 gates at each side, you know, being the 12 tribes, you know, it's very specific. It talks about 144 of this and that. And even the temple, when you read about it, when King Solomon was building the temple, it was very specific, 26 cubits of this and this amount of gold. And everything was very specific for a particular reason. Now, is there a particular reason that we don't know? Hey, I don't know. Maybe there's a way that all those elements in that room, the way it was, you know, Esau can come up with a scientific way, but it was all in accordance to what the Most High said, man. And that is no coincidence that that's where the Lord dwelt. Okay? And he's dwelling in what? The new temple. And we're all made in a particular way. We all are the way that we're supposed to be for a particular reason. Okay? To complete what is the temple of the Lord, for the Lord to be amongst us. Okay? That's why you can't be upset when things happen. You can't be upset when something doesn't go according to your plan. Because, hey, the Lord is moving you in the direction that you need to go. That's why Paul said, I know how to abound, I know how to be abased. Because whichever way he went, whatever happened to him in his life was according to the plan of the Most High. That's why you got to learn to know how to move with the Spirit. Because they say in Star Wars, you know, the Force.
May the Force be with you.
Yeah, let fall. You know, be one with the Force. You know, be one with the Spirit, man. Just go follow the Spirit, man. You'll never fail. Okay. So like you gotta do.
I just got a quick one, real quick. 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So it's just perfect balance. No man had control. Like you
goes into a math. You know, you can't do nothing against the Lord's math. You know, his equation. You know, we've been going through those numbers. You know, Esau said his days won't be prolonged. You know, it's gonna be cut short. You know, that's the Lord's math equation for Esau, and you can't break that. You know.
Even the animals the Lord had brought onto to Noah's Ark was specific. 7 of every clean animal and 2 of every unclean animal. It was specific. It didn't say 3 unclean. It didn't say 2.5. Give me a half a goat. Nah, bro. The Lord said 2 of every animal and 7 of every clean animal. 2 of every unclean, 7 of every clean animal. So even that was specific. The amount of people that were saved, 8 people. You know, it wasn't an 8.5. One of the bitches weren't pregnant, expecting a baby, and he was also going to be saved. So technically, it was 9. No, man, it was 8. It was 8 people that got saved, and this time it's very specific again. 144 elect, and the rest of the 1/3, which that number is specific. It isn't just randomly changing because that motherfucker fell off. No, he was never meant to get it, man. No. Okay.
Yeah, because when you look into like the brother going into like specifics, this is going into like accuracy. This was making everything that's of the Heavenly Father's will perfect. This is why all these things will be coming out, all right, being perfect. I got a quick precept. 1 Corinthians 14 and 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. Okay, so these are the things that should be done in order. The Lord has everything set up, all right, He's putting these things in order, all right, so it can meet its perfection. So if the Lord's telling us everything should be done decently and in order, you don't think He has His plan already done decently and in order? Okay, so when all these things come to play, we're going to see that it's all going to come to the perfection of His will.
Right. Which is why certain prophecy got to take place before others. Well, you got it.
Right, real quick, just want to go into the word accurate. The brother just used it. The word accurate, the etymology, it says 16 tens, done with care, from Latin, accuratus, prepared with care, exact, elaborate. So the plans of the Most High is very elaborate. You couldn't get in a chalkboard and try to, the detectives, when they're trying to break down an organization, they have outside pictures of all the henchmen, and arrows, strings lining up. You can't even do that with the plan of the Lord. That's how elaborate it is. But at the same time of how elaborate the plan of the Lord is, it's still exact.
Right.
Okay, it's still prepared with care, with consideration of one precept upon another precept. Okay, that's how the Lord is dealing. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. The Lord is moving with exact precision, with exact accuracy on what things happen on the earth, man. And everything is leading to the mark of the beast and the destruction. That's what everything is leading to, and then ultimately the salvation. Okay. That's the accuracy of the Lord. It said prepared with care, done with care. Okay? And the Lord careth for his sheep. Right? He careth for his flock. He careth for his son.
That's why I say shall not a hair on a head perish. You know what I'm saying? Is that accurate? Which he can number. You know, is perfect, man. Alright.
We'll close out in like 5-10 minutes.
Alright, I got a quick one real quick. Judah chapter 9, verse 12.
Judith or Judah?
Judith in the heart.
Judah. What's that on? It's not to the word.
Chapter 9, verse 12. I pray thee, O power of my father, and power of the inheritance of Israel, the Lord of the heavens and earth, creator of the waters, king of every creature, hear thou my prayer. So this show that the Most High, the king over every creature, man, over all things, even to the elements, the trees, the animals. That's why the Lord said, you will be at league with the beasts of the field in that day, because the Lord gonna have his spirit upon them, And just like, even going into when the Lord used Moses to split the sea, the Lord is in control of all, man.
Exactly.
Everything,
Yeah, like it says in Isaiah, when anger shall come in like a flood, and the Spirit of the Lord lift up a standard. That's a math equation. So when this name tries to come down, the Lord gonna have it to where the angels of the Lord gonna have a way for the man of the Lord to escape.
And it's not like it's far fetched, because bro, we reading about how the Lord delivered Elijah. Okay, listen, all right, bro. What did he say? He said it was many with me. It's many with us than it be with them. All right, so we're coming into the time where that force, all right, is getting ready to be seen, man. That power, that actually, the confidence that we have, the power is getting ready to be seen, man. That's the thing, bro.
And Esau sees it right now. Esau sees the will of the Heavenly Father, because even though he's trying to avoid the destruction, everything that he's doing is leading to the destruction. Him trying to set up his kingdom, Esau that is, him trying to set up his kingdom here on the earth is leading him to the prophecy that the Lord had.
Simple fact, he's trying to collapse his own economy so he can build back. Like, bro,
build back better.
You got it, man.
And all we can say, about sure to say, you're gonna bring him to the king of terrors, man. And like you say, everything you're doing, trying to establish your own situation, you just about to be destroyed, man. The Lord is just reeling you in, man. You following that tunnel, man, that bait.
The thoughts of man, the brother read it earlier, he devises his thoughts, but the Most High directs his steps.
Exactly.
Yeah. He has snapped the snare.
Yeah.
And he gonna fall into. You set your own trap, man.
I got something real quick. Back you brothers up. Job 12 and 16. Job 12 and 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. All right, so
exactly, bro. So,
go ahead, man.
Esau putting some cheese out the trap. You niggas,
come on,
the Lord putting cheese out for Esau.
Yeah.
You talking. Esau see the cheese too, buddy. You don't see the trap, bro. You gotta get trapped up, bro.
Back, bro. The scriptures say the snare is laid for him and the way. And we bro. Once again, the scriptures is giving you the download on how this shit, how the Lord rocking, man. So ain't no other book on the planet Earth giving you the download of how the world is, where the world, how the shit is going, man. The direction. You understand? Okay? Only the Holy Bible, man. The Bible, man. All right? The scriptures is, hey, man, YAHAWASHI is only dealing with the elect. Because they the ones that can see how this shit is moving and lining it up with biblical prophecy, man. You understand? That's like, bro, that's how this thing is moving. If you are deceived by this devil's trick, because you can't see it, hey, you deceived, man. Regardless, you set up to be the deceiver or you deceived, man. It don't matter, bro.
And And real quick, to add on to that, that's why, just as Esau is doing, it's important to walk in order, to be in order, man. To walk being disciplined, man. Because Esau is disciplined. He's just following the wrong order. Right. He's trying to follow his own order and his plans.
And his wickedness.
Yeah, right. His pride has deceived him. Right. That's why it's important to be humble. To hell with how you feel and what you think, just follow the order.
I got a quick precept for you. Proverbs 19:20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end.
Right. That's why it's important to pray. Ask of the Father, and He shall give it unto thee, man. Whatsoever ye shall ask for. Now, if it's not in accordance with the order of the Most High, then that thing ain't gonna come to pass. But if it don't come to pass, I don't mean the Most High don't hear you. That means your ass just needs to stay in your lane, man. You asking for something that ain't meant for you, man. Jake, to hell with it. I'm just gonna do it. And that's where you end up in some bad situation at 3 a.m. in the morning, trying to call somebody. Hey, bro.
What did you do? You already know.
You wasn't following the Spirit, man.
Angels don't left. Like, Lord, I had nothing to do with it. Going up there like, Lord,
who laid that lying spirit on? Who put that spirit in his ear? It's me, Lord. Hey, but the point being, man, it's not now. We gotta understand, we are in the flesh. We're gonna go off. We're not perfect, but we strive for perfection because the Lord is perfect.
That's right.
In all His ways, and so was YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI never veered from the path. Even when He was in the garden of Gethsemane, He wanted that cup to pass from Him. He was trying to get out of order. He was trying to get off the plan of the Most High. But what was it? It was not so. What his prayer, and what happened when he prayed? He prayed to the Lord to take that cup from him. What did he hear? Not a damn thing. So what did he do? Went right back to the plan of the Lord that had in motion. So
remember that one precept in John? They was crying, but he's like, "This is exact purpose,
right? In which I came.
I came to be, sacrifice." What he told Peter, "Get behind me," because this is what the Lord wants, man. This is His purpose.
And a lot of people love YAHAWASHI, they wanted to, we don't know how much in detail, because Scripture say the books, they love YAHAWASHI, man. When they was around him, man, they love that guy, man, but he had to do the will. He had to stay in order, man,
And the disciples, they believed and they loved YAHAWASHI because they believed on His words, that he would be a rewarder. Because that's why the Lord says, forsaking all, he who hath forsaken. We understand, you have to understand coming into this truth that there's going to be certain things that are going to be taken from you. Some things might not, but it was told that these things could be taken from you. And you have to understand that if those things were taken from you, it's because the Lord planned you to have this journey without those things. So you can't be upset, you can't be mad. Yeah, at first it might suck. It might seem, you might get emotional, but you gotta understand that it is the will of the Heavenly Father. And you gotta give all praises to the Heavenly Father at the end of the day. Every aspect, man, whether you get pulled over, your family stops talking to you, your woman leaves, whatever it is that the Heavenly Father has come your way, man, you gotta take it cheerfully. That's why I said, be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Because you're being transformed, man. And you're going to be rewarded. The Lord said you're going to receive 100-fold for losing all these things for my sake, because this was according to my plan. You didn't veer off of my plan. You stuck to it. You endured to the end, and now I'm going to reward you for that, man.
It's the King's plan.
Right, exactly.
It's the King. Trust what the King has laid out. Trust His plan. He not setting you up to lose, because He not going to lose. Right. So if He told you to do this, believe you're going to win. It's a victory on the other side, man. You just got to stick to the plan, man. Stick to the King's plan.
Right, and trust it. And trust it. A faithful servant is going to trust his master's word, his request.
That's right, man.
Blindly. That's right. Like the dude at the table said on the day, I got animals that follow me blindly. Now I need y'all to do as they do.
Yep.
And then what was his name? The shepherd.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have to be the same way, because Esau's doing it on the left hand side. He's got his sheep, his followers that are doing trying to do his will.
Yeah, that's heavy. The simplicity in YAHAWASHI, you know, we're simple in YAHAWASHI, you know, simple animals in YAHAWASHI, and you know, the Lord said this, we follow, you know, simple as that.
And he even said, "Follow me even unto death." So even when it seems like, man, the Spirit's kind of leading me this way, I might get hemmed up or something might happen. Follow that path, man. If the Spirit is nudging you, hey, follow the Spirit, man. The Lord is not going to lead you in a direction that he knows you ain't going to be able to get out of it either way, right? So you got to trust in the Spirit, man. Trust that what the Lord is having me go through right now, hey, even if I die, this is according to his plan, and I'll gladly die to fulfill the will of my Father. My Father's like it. Okay? Brothers got any closing precepts?
You got something? I can know something.
Brothers can bring both of them up.
All right,
Go ahead.
All right, this book of 2nd Ezra chapter 4. I'm gonna start at verse 34, read a few verses. And he answered me, saying, do not thou hasten above the Most Highest, for thy haste is in vain to be above him, for thou hast much exceeded. Did not the souls also of the righteous?
Yeah, that's heavy. You know, because the scriptures say, you know, the Spirit's like the wind. You know, they say ride like the wind. Well, you got to keep the pace of the Lord. If you try to go faster than the Lord, you're not going according to the will. You know, if you're slowing down, you know, you drawing back, that's not the will of the Lord either. You know, because even, you know, it goes in the book of James, you know, when you ask for certain things, if you ask and you don't receive it because you're in the wrong spirit. You know, I think it's James 4:3. It says, you ask, but you ask amiss, because you ask according to your lust, you ask according to your flesh. You know, you're not asking according to the Spirit. That's why you receive these certain things. You know, so if you ask according to the Spirit, like the Lord said, if you ask anything in my name, right, then you shall receive it. You know, ain't gonna be no questions asked about it. But if you're asking for a big booty, you know, and a nice Lambo, and you're trying to be in a favor, it's not gonna happen. Unless if you do get that, I mean, the Lord don't love you. You're gonna go astray, bro. You know?
Give you over to your own ways.
Yep.
That's why anytime the Lord gives you over to your own way, you see people bugging out, bro. You see that dude's worse and worse.
Yep.
Evil men shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. These men that be coming up with some random shit, you know why? Because they out of order, bro. They not following the order of the Most High, and that's why they bugging out. Because the Most High is giving them over to their own ways. Oh yeah, you think you can do? This is how it's gonna be. All right, cool. Here you go. Go ahead and do those things.
Pride beginning when a man depart from his maker. Right. You know,
Child left to himself becometh willful. You know?
Exactly.
Without that correction, you're gonna go your own way, and that way is gonna lead to destruction. As simple as that, you know. But the narrow path is what the Lord said. That's it. There's no if. There's no gray area. This is what it is, and that's it. You know, you gotta stick with it.
humility and being humble in order sometimes is not a good feeling, but it's the safest position that's gonna lead you from out of harm's way, out of hurt, you know, ultimately to salvation, man. You know.
Cause you always in that fold, in that, you know.
Exactly, that covering.
Yeah, you know, where the sheep at?
Yeah.
Hey, you there, man? You know,
when you want to be pride and you want to do your own thing,
going out
it feels good, right? You feel free.
Yeah.
But the wolves out there,
you ain't got no shepherd.
no covering, no protection, man.
But the Lord said none of them are lost, man. You know, so all these sheep that said we in this house of discipline, man. Hey, the Lord said take my yoke upon you, you know. You know what I mean? So we, like you said, that it's not a beautiful feeling, but it yields the peaceable fruit, man. It's fruit behind being disciplined, man. Right. That's why they were disciples, because what? They later on became leaders. They were apostles. They were sent out, man. You know?
So that's why too, you know, the scriptures talk about man that can't control his own emotions, how then can he control his spirit? Or his, you know, roughly paraphrasing, you know. We got to keep, you know, our emotions in order, man. You know, understanding the will of the Father, and not being upset at certain things that happen, you know, in your path. Okay, and in every aspect, not just, you know, in one particular aspect, like you got to deal with this at work and everything, man. Whatever the situation may be in that is affecting your flesh, which is emotions, is just your flesh reacting. Okay, you got to keep that in check, and you got to be disciplined in how you act. Okay, that's why again you can easily spot someone who ain't in the spirit, man. Okay, and if you're not in the spirit, if you're a particular brother that's not in the spirit, hey, then you need to humble down and listen to brothers when they talking to you, because a faithful brother is going to tell you. They're going to bring it out eventually. And they're going to be, hey, bro, what's up? Something going on? Or they'll bring it to you in the forefront, man. Like, hey, this, you doing this, you doing that. What's up? What's going on? And you take heed or you don't take heed. Hey, correction is for a reason. It's to get your ass back in order, man. The brother made the analogy of the sheep. The shepherd has a stick, whack, and he's whacking the sheep as one starts to go straight, whack, get his ass back in order.
And that's why King David said, "Thy rod and thy staff comfort me."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That discipline, that correction. Because ultimately, it said no chastisement, no feel is good for the moment.
Right.
But this is the ultimately, keep your ass on that track, because you can't make yourself part of the elect. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord, predestined you. Hey, you go through shit. You know what I'm saying? You getting willful, that flesh. Like brother was speaking on emotions. We human. Everybody got emotions. That's gonna come. But it's all about being able to rule that spirit and check yourself, man.
Because that the whack of that stick, it may hurt. It may not feel good, but it's not to destroy you.
Right.
Once you go astray out there, you free. When the wolves get you, they ain't biting you or attacking you to correct you. They trying to kill you. They trying to make you a meal. You know what I'm saying? So that correction with that stick, it should hurt. But it's to improve you. It's to make you better, man.
And that's what Scripture say. We Satan should get advantage of us for not ignorant of his devices. One way controls. The main way he controls men is by their flesh, their emotions, and that's why when you get corrected, it's uncomfortable. But that's where the change comes. You have an issue. It might come in a joking gesture. We all know there's certain things they'll come out, but it's because the Lord. That's the Lord speaking to you. You gotta fix this, because again, being a good shepherd, He knows if you go outside of that, what's leading to you is you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, more on that.
I'll just jump down real quick, going to the balance of the Lord. Verse 36, 2nd Ezra 4:36, and unto these things Uriel the archangel answered them, gave them answer, and said, even when a number of seas is filled in you, for he hath weighed the world in the balance. Just going back to the perfect control of the Lord, man. It's all balance, man. And you were speaking on the prophecies earlier. Certain prophecies got to transpire before, another. The missiles can't come until the chip come. All right. Verse 37, by measure hath he measured the times, and by number.
And real quick, that's what was said to Babylon. In Daniel chapter 5, you have been weighed, you have been measured, you have been found wanting, meaning lacking. Okay, so this place has been numbered. The days of America has been numbered, man, and it's been a countdown, and we almost at the end of this countdown. Even Esau. All right, the so-called white man shows you that there's a countdown. He has his doomsday clock, man. And he puts it out in your face every time he moves it closer to midnight, man. Like, he's putting it to your face, like, bro, we almost finished. Like,
we letting y'all know.
Yeah, like, we letting y'all know we ain't got much time left, but we gonna go all out. Y'all better believe that.
I went into that word, my former dad, I went into that word perfect on the etymology, and it said no lacking.
Yeah.
So,
that's why Esau's not perfect, man. Neither is his kingdom.
But the lacking of righteousness.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know good, man.
Lacking order, discipline.
Yeah.
Correction.
Yeah.
Esau was that willful child, man.
Yeah.
He had no father. Father left him. Because ultimately it wasn't meant for him, which is according to the plan of the Lord. But he was left to himself. He became willful. That pride kicked in.
He sold out too.
And now he became deceived.
The Lord said, I gotta get some milk.
Yeah. But hey, he still gave him the chance. Even though it was prophesied for him to be that arch nemesis, but the prophets are still out here. That's why it talks about in I forget exactly what chapter, it's like 12th or 11th in Matthew, or maybe Luke, the rich man and Lazarus. What the rich man said when he was in hell? Just let me just go back and warn my brothers, because he's gonna know he fucked up. So now he wants to go back in time to get his ass in correction, get himself in order. No, that ain't happen. I can take your ass back 1,000 times, and them niggas still ain't gonna listen to me, bro.
No place of repentance.
Yeah, no place of repentance is open unto Esau. the only nation that the Lord has indignation with, forever.
Yeah, because they was just created for that, a vessel unto dishonor.
Yeah.
That's it. That's just their purpose.
And that's
It's that simple.
And that's where Esau is going. According to the Lord's plan, he's drawing closer and closer to fulfilling his duty as a dishonored vessel, because he will be dishonored soon. When he gets shattered into pieces by the rod of the Lord, man, as a broken vessel. The scriptures talk about that all the time, bro. He shall be shattered, broken as a vessel, roughly paraphrasing. We gonna break the backs off these Edomites, man, to the point to where they roasting on them like Honey Nut Cheerios. That's an inside joke. but yeah, man, brothers, go get the last of the precepts and we'll close out.
I'll just finish this verse. By measure hath he measured the times, and by number hath he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled.
So the Lord don't move. He ain't. Nah, you know what? Let me add a little bit more time. Nah, the Lord ain't adding more time on the Esau. We got an infinite time to rule, but He ain't adding more time to our captivity, man. Our the misery that we're living in. He ain't adding more time to it.
Anything He taking.
Yeah, they're eating the days up.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a time to add on to Esau. It's a time to take.
Right. And the Spirit added where Esau at my job yesterday, he was like, you know what? He's like, because I said something about it. I was like, shit, the last 2 hours went by quick. He was like, bro, that was the longest 2 hours of my life. And then he's like, it's just a thing of perception. He's like, it's not like your 2 hours went by like quicker than my 2 hours. We both were here for 2 hours, but it was just that the perception of that time for each of us. So the perception of the time for the elect is gonna go by quick. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, this time is dragging by. Especially when that judgment comes.
Yeah, affliction. I was about to say,
when that judgment comes,
affliction.
Forgetful.
Exactly.
People gonna be like, damn. It's gonna be a whole week. Niggas gonna think they went through a whole year of how much shit they've been through.
That's how bad the time's gonna be.
Yep.
It's gonna be like hell. One day is like gonna be like hell for them, man.
Yep. And we gonna be damn.
By time.
It's already winter.
Already.
Looking up. Hey, man, I know they around the corner.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
That was it on that one.
Hey, and the scripture says, measure thou the time diligently in itself, man. We have to be into how do you understand the measuring? I use the analogy of the ruler, man. You can have a ruler, but if you're from a country that doesn't go off of inches, then you don't understand how to use that measuring tool. You have to understand how to use the tool.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just get the Bible and okay, we in this time, and you don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know how to precept upon precept to connect the dots to know what time period we live in. That's why only certain few have been given the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures, so that those men can measure the times and then go out and tell the people the times that we were in. Okay, so that's what it is, man.
Can I get this one precept? Bible shop. I have more, but I just want to get this specific one. Real simple. Psalms 119 and 15. I will meditate on thy precepts, and have respect unto thy ways. Simple. We're gonna meditate on the precepts of YAHAWASHI, and we're gonna respect His ways. Respect what He say. Respect His instruction. Respect His word. All right, and that's plain and simple. When you don't respect the Most High, well, a lot of people finna see, just the simple things that you didn't acknowledge. The Most High said, don't do this, don't do that. Y'all still going about your own ways.
Jumping to the left.
So hey, that's on y'all. But us of the house, the hopeful house of David, the beloved, the elect. All right, we're gonna read it one more time. I will meditate on thy precepts, and have respect unto thy ways, man. So we're going to respect the ways of YAHAWASHI, and Lord's willing, we continue to do as we're instructed, to do as we're told, all right, and stay under his order, man, all right?
And, so with that, we want to give all praise and glory
to YAHAWAH, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash.
Double honor to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and citations to the Akim on the 4 corners of the earth. We're diligently pushing out His truth and His truth and sincerity. With that we say, Shalom.
Shalom.